Want to stop spam calls from a scam company? Go to the company's website and enter in your local congressman's office contact info and phone number. Your congressman's office line will get bombarded with spam calls and will hopefully take action against the company. Hey guys, feel free to look up numbers on your own free will, but don't comment them here. I'd rather not have this sub in trouble for doxing. This assumes I stay on the phone long enough to hear the pitch and find their website, and they have a phone number entry point on the site, not Google the number. Someone out there has reported it on 800 notes.com or similar. And this will lead nowhere 95% of the time. I work on my phone. I pay for caller ID on my cell, Verizon, so I know host calling/texting. And while it does weed out 5 to 10 calls a day by notating them potential spam, there are still an equal amount of calls from the same companies that come through posted on called it as normal names. My point is, these auto dialers don't use just one number to call from. Yes, these numbers get reported non-stop, but googling the number will just lead to a list of complaints from other people. These spammers use constantly rotating numbers, so it will not allow you to backtrack the number to the company edit. Downvote all you want. Good luck backtracking those numbers through whatever proxy they're using. If you can figure out what company is calling faster than the FTC by simply googling the number, I suggest you keep your methods a secret and just apply for director of the FTC. I'd be happy to be the martyr of downvotes if it means these spam calls finally stop. I've gotten robocalls from someone in my contacts before. Imagine my surprise when Dan was actually someone calling about my credit cards at 9 PM. Exactly. I've gotten robocalls from myself. I've got my own phone number saved under me, so I can occasionally text myself something on the fly and know it will be saved in my messages. Imagine my surprise when me shows up on my caller ID. I answer and hear, "Hey, this is Connor from blah blah. I work for a phone company, and this is a major problem we are currently dealing with. The sad part is that this will not do any good. These companies utilize a robo-dialer that will dial all numbers in a block of numbers to identify potential targets. The first call will check if a person answers the phone. These are usually a pre-recorded message that plays as soon as you say hello. Once the successful contact is made, that number becomes flagged as an active number to be called. Then the real scam calls start. The ones with a live person on the other end. Like previously mentioned, there is no point trying to reverse look up these numbers, as the scammers are able to make the number to match whatever they want it to be. Most times it will match an area code and prefix from near you, since more people are likely to answer those calls. My number was used by an auto dialer once. I got quite a few calls from people asking why I called them. Most of them did not believe it wasn't me. Some best practices to use when getting a call from an unknown number is to not say anything when you answer the phone. This will keep the recording from playing usually and flags your number as inactive. If the recording does play, don't say anything or hit any buttons, as this can flag your number as active and prompt more calls. After using those best practices, I now only get 2 to 3 robocalls a week, instead of the 5 to 10 some people get in a day. There are a lot of apps out that are supposed to help. It doesn't hurt to use the ones that are from trusted sources, but I wouldn't spend money on one. Hope someone found this useful. I'll have to try using the answer without talking tactic. Unfortunately, it's too late for my current set of spam callers, but I guess it will help keep it to a minimum in the future. Thank you, stranger. Anytime. For the current scammers, I would just not answer calls from numbers you don't know for a while, if you can. That will decrease the frequency. Scammers generally will not leave a voicemail. I've been getting voicemails from scammers. It's really annoying. I get like 10 straight to voicemail messages a day. I never check my voicemail, but I can't deactivate it with my carrier. I hate that I have to deal with those annoying notifications all the time. You could try this link. .com/. It looks hilarious, and they have a 30-day free trial, so if you want to be unethical, maybe you could keep signing up with different emails. Haha. That's not bad. $12 for a year is worth the laugh. I use Lenny, a free version link. Google.com/am/s/motherboard. Vice.com/am/n_us/article/d3b7na/ the story of Lenny, the internet's favorite telemarketing troll that reacts to pauses in the conversation. Within 2 responses, the scammer typically hangs up. My process: receive suspected scam call, answer, and hear the robotic intro. Press 1 to connect to representative. As soon as I press 1, dial Lenny and merge the calls. Listen in. I love using Google's call screening on these numbers. Gets them to hang up every time. Can you elaborate? Basically, when I get a call, I have a third button to screen call. A pre-recorded voice will answer the call link. imga.com/hikmxf.png, and you get to see a chat log between it and the person calling. Link: imga.com/hqvg71e. PNG. You can choose to respond to the caller with other pre-recorded voice lines such as "could you elaborate?" or "sorry, I didn't understand." Most spam callers hang up before the first message finishes. Sadly, it's only available for certain Android devices. Jesus, that's genius. I have a theory that the illegal spammers use the do not call registry as their own call list. What do they care? You can't trace them back, and it's a list of known personal phone numbers. It's what I would do if I ran the zoo. That wouldn't make much sense, surely. They don't make money from people hanging up the phone. They're looking for people gullible enough to fall for the scam. Those people aren't normally on a do not call list. It's not about the majority. It's about the diamond in the rough. The grandma who is a bit too trusting, whose grandson put her on the list to protect her from legit but predatory companies. Or the Down syndrome son that had his father sign him up. He still needs a phone for family to contact him. The list isn't just about not wanting to be bothered. It could protect people that need protecting. 6 to 1/2 dozen to the other. Literally every person I know. All my friends. All my extended family. My parents. My sister. My brother and I are all on the NDNC registry. I'm sure there are diamonds in the rough like you said, but it's more like a diamond in the ocean. The ROI to pay the people to make those calls vs going though traditional routes is going to be very low if it's a return at all. They wouldn't do it if it didn't make money. For the now common spam calls that use spoofed numbers from your phone's area code, my solution is to have my phone number be from another city's area code. That way, whenever I see an incoming call with my phone's area code, I know it is spam, since no one from that city should be calling me. Unknown numbers from my actual city's area code are thus legit. Aside from being inconvenient to switch numbers, that's actually a great strategy. Is it as simple as just requesting a specific area code when you get a new number? It can be. Depends on the carrier. I moved years ago, but kept the same number, so this method works great for me. Since I own a small business, I have answered my personal phone for the last year with Acme Services. How can I help you? I never say the word hello, which I suspect is the trigger for a person or AI engaging on the other end. They hang up immediately, and I'm pretty sure I'm off a lot of call lists. I used to get 5 to 10 a day. I now get 5 a week. Maybe. I suspected the same thing. I've been saying ahoy as Bell intended when he invented the telephone. Ahoy hoy. Montgomery Burns here. Office of C. Montgomery Burns. Waylon Smith is speaking. This comment might get buried, but I hope it helps whoever reads it. The best way to get an actual human, not robot, to not call is by telling them you're 15 or 16 or whatever. They can't talk to minors. I used to get 2 or 3 calls a day, but it's dropped to 0 over the course of a month with the I'm 15, so I don't own a house to place solar panels on excuse. There's a lot of good suggestions in the comments, but yours is one of the better ones. Even if you are dealing with scammers, they don't want to waste their time with a minor, much more likely to stop bothering you. Thanks. I try to keep them on the line as long as possible, especially when I'm at work. I put it on speakerphone and take suggestions for names, professions, and other increasingly insulting personal details. I've started doing this too. Hi, this is Congressman Anthony Weiner. Would you like to guess what I'm wearing right now? Every time I get one of these calls, I say very loudly, hello, KTXL. You're on the air, caller, go ahead. It doesn't stop the calls, but I have noticed in the last month that I'm getting about half as many as I used to. I do this, but instead say loudly in my best overexcited DJ voice, a hedge. You are caller number 5 for an all expenses paid trip. Can you name the phrase that pays? Then whatever they say next, I respond with, I'm sorry, that's not the correct phrase. You've lost the chance at that amazing all expenses paid trip. All but one has hung up by this point. He actually asked me what paid trip and I said an all expenses paid trip to the toilet. Proceeded to flush an actual toilet next to the phone, and then hung up. Very nice and well finished. I always wonder if the guy or gal on that end hangs up and then mutters to themselves, carrot why you carrot why you carrot sonofa. Carrot and then proceeds to sign you up for about 10 more offer sites. One time, I hit 9 to try and get removed and someone picked up. I explained that I do not own a car. He mocked me by parroting what I said in a snarky voice, then hung up. The best response I ever got was when I attempted to get the phone number from a scammer. Me, I'm really busy. Can I have your number and call you back? Scammer, your mom is really busy. Hangs up. Idea, get human scammer on the line. Listen until they pause and then say, sorry, I didn't hear that your mom was moaning too loudly. It's far more effective to play along until you get a human. Then just string them along by pretending to be old and stupid. The human operators are all about call volume and typically work for a call center in some shithole where they are penalized for spending a lot of time on the phone with no results. If you can waste enough of their time, the human operator will put you on their do not call list because they don't want to risk getting you on the line again. You represent a financial loss for them. You can also create a virtual debit card at redacted out of fear for r/hail corporate.com with a trivially low spending limit to fuck with them all the way through. This is a horrible tip. Most of these companies spoof their numbers and don't even tell you the name of the company. You get those annoying "we hear you're interested in our unnamed investment software" calls too. That and don't hang up. This is not a sales call, then proceeds with a bot trying to sell me a back brace. I'm 34 with a decent back. No need for a brace yet. I've no idea how this company got my info. The last spam call I answered was about student debt forgiveness. The lady instantly hung up when I clarified that I have never had student debt. Didn't even get to finish my sentence. Best laugh I'd had all month. That's the call I get all the time. It's 50 over 50 if they hang up after I tell them I don't have student debt, or they'll ask if I'm a cosigner or if someone in my family has student debt. One time I even made it far enough to have them tell me they would take me off their call list. Obviously that was a lie. Someone wanna do this for Mitch McConnell's office? Everyone wanna do this. Probably should make some fake accounts too and do it more. My phone number is useless now. I'm getting non-stop calls every 5 minutes. I got a Google Voice number that I now use. It's horrible. I worked on Capitol Hill. TBH, there's nothing we can do if you complain and nothing you can do if you bother us. This does not make me feel better about my congressperson. I hate to say it, but the vocal majority, usually old people who call in, and the congressman's gut dictates their vote. You forgot about the bags of cash from lobbyists buying their vote. I started receiving much fewer robocalls when I started answering, but instantly muting my end of the line. And just wait for them to hang up. That's what I've done every single time. I hope Senator Zodiac Killer is enjoying getting harassed by the Red Cross as much as I did. Chaotic good. If I have time, I play along and try to have a bit of fun with them so I can waste their time. Problem is that these aren't 800 numbers calling. They are spoofing thousands of cells, and mine just got spoofed the other day since I got an angry call. Or just get robber killer link. Robber killer. This carrot robber killer is seriously one of the best all-time purchases I have ever made when it comes to apps for my phone. I never have to deal with spam callers anymore. How about giving the number for the FTC directly? Cut out the bulk. My family has a robber caller blocker on our phone. That does what the name implies. But this morning alone I got 20 calls in the span of 2 hours from legit people who hung up as soon or very close to when I answered the phone with 4 or 5 different numbers between them. Don't answer or answer on mute. Picking up lets them know it's a live line they can keep calling. I wish I was still unemployed, so I could enter every elected official's number on some fake shit online that the robber callers use. Things only change when the 1% get affected. I love how you think something will happen from your congressman. Okay, but I've been getting health insurance calls from spoofed local numbers, and I don't get a single phone number or website. Just tell them this is my work number. Can you please call me back on my cell, then give them your congressman's number. Oh, this is despicable. Yet effective. My congressman is so phenomenally stupid that I doubt he knows how to answer the phone. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.